What's up, average viewers? Every month there are so many movies and shows released, and this is your one-stop, all-inclusive, comprehensive guide to everything hitting theaters and streaming platforms in the month of June 2022. Stick around for the whole video because if you leave, you just might miss hearing about what could have been your favorite show of all time, and that would be very sad.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
You can jump around the chapters down below depending on which streaming platforms you own. Alright you guys, we have quite a few good movies coming to theaters in June 2022. Let's walk through it and give you an idea of what you should see.
Coming soon to theaters.
On June 2nd comes Crimes of the Future. This movie looks disgusting. Your artsy friends might like it because it's directed by this whack job David Cronenberg. He is one of the principal originators of what is commonly known as the body horror genre. It looks so gross, I'm not even gonna put clips up for anyone. Go check out the trailer if you're interested in gross things like Tusk and Human Centipede. On June 3rd is Watcher, hardly know her, a horror movie about an actress who moves to LA and gets a stalker. Spoiler alert, he's a serial killer. Spoiler alert, this movie probably sucks. On June 10th comes the not very anticipated third installment of the Jurassic World franchise, Jurassic World Dominion. You'll notice that this movie does not have a colon like the other one, because this movie is about those Jurassics having world dominion. You see what they did there? I hope this movie has the same level of creativity as the guy who took out that colon. On June 17th comes Lightyear, starring Chris Evans. We don't know much about the story yet, but the animation looks great and I'm sure it'll do well at the box office. My only apprehension is this freaking talking cat in a space adventure movie. Hopefully it works. Elvis hits theaters on June 24th. I gotta level with you. I feel like I have seen this trailer 10 times and I can't take it anymore. Can't put my finger on what it is, but something tells me this movie won't be that great. The same day, The Black Phone comes out. This looks really creepy and also well made. It had some limited releases so far and people are loving it, so I'm gonna check this one out for sure. I love Ethan Hawke, not so much horror, but if it's a well-made movie, then count me in. Finally, on June 24th, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On comes out. It's a quirky indie movie by A24. It's a quick 90 minutes and follows a mollusk named Marcel. I'm down for a creative and quirky feel-good movie every once in a while. I'm gonna check it out. Moving on to movies coming to streaming. Up first, Netflix. On June 3rd, we have Interceptor, hardly know her. An army captain uses her extensive experience to stop a global catastrophe when an attack threatens her station. On June 8th, we have Hustle, starring Queen Latifah and Adam Sandler. He plays a failing basketball scout who discovers someone abroad and brings him back to the States. I know a few NBA fans who are super excited for this one. Apparently, there are some NBA players starring in it. On June 14th comes Halftime, a documentary about Jennifer Lopez and her career. I don't love celebrity documentaries, but if you like her, then go check it out. On June 17th is Spiderhead, starring Chris Hemsworth, directed by Joseph Kosinski, who just nailed it with Top Gun Maverick, so my hopes are high for this movie. It's about a state-of-the-art penitentiary run by a doctor who experiments on his subjects with mind-altering drugs. Another documentary, Civil, Ben Crump, comes out on June 19th about the life of American civil rights attorney Ben Crump. Love and Gelato releases on June 22nd. It's about a girl who visits her sick mother in Italy and then falls in love with the city, the people, gelato, and probably a significant other. Finally, The Man from Toronto is a comedy starring Kevin Hart, Woody Harrelson, and Kaylee Kuko, coming June 24th, where a deadly assassin and a screw-up are mistaken for each other at an Airbnb rental. Could be funny, could be cringe, could be funny because it's cringe. Let's find out. Netflix is a Joke Festival is happening in June. A lot of specials will be filmed. Here's a list. You got Bill Burr, David Letterman, Snoop Dogg, Amy Schumer, and Pete Davidson. There's no original movies coming to Prime, HBO, Peacock, or Paramount, so let's move on to Apple TV. The only original movie coming to Apple TV is Cha Cha Real Smooth, which comes out on June 17th. A comedy about a man fresh out of college who begins working as a party starter at bar mitzvahs, where he forms a friendship with a young mom and her daughter with autism. It won the Audience Award at Sundance, so maybe it's worth a watch. A few movies are hitting Disney Plus. Hollywood Stargirl is releasing on June 2nd. It's about a teenage girl who makes her way to LA and quickly becomes involved with an eclectic assortment of characters. Wow, Disney, you are just a never-ending well of creativity. Rise comes June 24th. It's about a basketball star, Antetokounmpo. I'm told he's from Greece, but I get Wakandan prince vibes from that. I'm not a sports guy, if you couldn't tell, but if it's a good movie with a good story, I'll watch it. Finally, we have Hulu originals, which are really Fox Searchlight movies. On June 3rd comes Fire Island. It's a queer retelling on Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. I see what you did there. Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, is released on June 17th. It's a sex-positive comedy following a 55-year-old widow who is yearning for some adventure, human connection, and some good coitus. As always, you guys, there is lots of television coming out. Let's start with Netflix originals. On June 10th comes First Kill, based on the book of the same name. It's a teen vampire drama about a relationship between a vampire and a vampire hunter. Sounds like fanfiction garbage and will probably be a copycat of Vampire Diaries and True Blood. On June 15th, we have God's Favorite Idiot, starring Melissa McCarthy and Ben Falcone, a new comedy series filmed in Australia about a relationship that forms between two co-workers at the same time that one of them decides to become a messenger for God. On June 18th, we have Alchemy of Souls, a Korean series where a powerful sorceress is in a blind woman's body and meets a man who wants her to help change his destiny. Man vs. Bee is a comedy mini-series of 9 episodes, only 10 minutes each. Comes out on June 24th. It's basically Mr. Bean at war with a bee while house sitting in a luxurious mansion. Can't go wrong with that. June 18th comes a Japanese anime called Spriggan. I'm definitely saying that wrong. It's a dystopian future movie, blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Then there's a spin-off of Money Heist, but set in Korea, that comes out on June 24th. There's a few renewed seasons of existing shows. We got Peaky Blinders Season 6, Umbrella Academy, and The Upshaws. Up next, Prime Video has quite a few shows coming out. Let's first acknowledge that Season 3 of The Boys comes out on June 3rd. You guys, The Boys is one of my favorite shows. I can't wait to watch this. I'll let you know what I think. On June 17th, The Summer I Turned Pretty is a love triangle movie between one girl and two brothers. I hope it has a PG-13 ending, but you never know. The Lake hits Prime on June 17th. It's set in cottage country and follows Justin on his journey of reconnecting with the biological daughter that he gave up for adoption in his teens. June 24th brings us Chloe. When Chloe, a picture-perfect girl on social media, suddenly dies, Becky assumes a new identity and infiltrates the enviable lives of her closest friends to find out what happened to her. Could be an interesting case study on social media and its toxic effects, or it could be contrived and preachy. Let's find out. Sin Limites, Boundless, June 24th, tells the story of the first sailing trip around the world ever completed. The one that got away. June 24th, it's a dating show where people from their past show up to shoot their shot, even though they missed in high school. Moving on to Disney Plus on June 8th is Miss Marvel. It follows a Pakistani American who gets bullied at school, and one day she acquires powers like her favorite superhero, Captain Marvel. I'm super glad that we're getting some diversity in the MCU. However, this show is going to fail because it has the impossible feat of trying to convince us that someone's favorite superhero is this chick.
Right, guys?
Yeah.
Isn't it fun being there for all my extra takes?
Family Reboot on June 15th takes real families who have become so busy and gives them a week to get away, reconnect, and build family bonds. I don't know if this will make for good TV, but good for Disney. I like the concept. Baymax, June 29th, the lovable inflatable healthcare companion moves to San Fran and sets out to do what he was programmed to do, help others. I'm worried that Disney is just milking things that worked in the past and creating uninspired content. Hopefully, this is not one of those shows.
Like a panther.
Only one new original series hits HBO Max this month. However, there are several new seasons of existing shows coming as well. On June 6th premieres Irma Vep. It stars Alicia Vikander. I need to look up how to say that so people don't get triggered. And it's actually a remake of the film of the same name. What's interesting about it, however, is that it's the same director remaking it, which I've never heard of. It's a commentary on the darker aspects of celebrity life and the changing culture of movie making. New seasons of Doctor Who, Birdgirl, Wellington Paranormal, Tuca and Birdie, and season 4 of Westworld are also coming. I don't watch any of those, so I don't know if I'll be tuning into HBO Max this month. Moving on to Hulu Originals, on June 2nd comes The Orville, New Horizons. This is a Star Trek spoof created by Seth MacFarlane. Now, I like Seth MacFarlane, but I'm not going to pretend like his last few projects haven't been duds. And spoof shows are generally pretty cringe and feel like they were put on by improv comedy hobbyists, but I will give it one episode chance to see if it's good. On June 17th, FX's The Old Man premieres. It's a thriller about how an old senile man becomes president and raises gas prices. Oh, wait. This one stars Jeff Bridges as Dan Chase, who becomes a victim of an attempted assassination. I like Jeff Bridges. This doesn't look too bad. On June 23rd, The Bear comes out. It's a comedy series about a young chef who ends up running his family's sandwich shop in Chicago. Very different from his experience in fine dining. Then you have new seasons of existing shows, Only Murders in the Building, Love Victor, also on Disney Plus, and The Croods Family Tree. Up next, Peacock has a couple of things. First off, Queer as Folk comes out on June 9th. It centers on a group of club-going friends who find support in the gay community following a tragedy. Then on June 14th, Dateline, The Last Day, is another true crime Dateline show. This time is focused on the last day the victim lived. I can't imagine there's anything innovative happening here, but If you like these shows, give it a shot. Coming to Paramount Plus on June 1st is South Park Streaming Wars. This is the 4th South Park movie. We know pretty much nothing about it. On June 16th, Players. It's a mockumentary about a League of Legends team striving to finally win its first championship after several near misses. On June 17th comes Jerry and Marge Go Large. Bryan Cranston and Annette Bening play a retired couple who exploit a loophole in the Massachusetts state lottery and win millions of dollars, based on a true story. You guys, Apple TV is really slack-a-lacking in quality content this month. On June 10th comes Lovely Little Farm, about Jackie and Jill, two sisters who live on a lavender farm with talking animals. Obviously it's for kids, but I guess I won't judge you if you want to watch it. Well, maybe I will. That's kind of messed up. The only other show coming to Apple TV is called Loot, premiering June 24th. It's a comedy starring Maya Rudolph, so probably not much of a comedy at all, who after divorcing her husband receives an $87 billion settlement. What does she do with it? Starts a charitable foundation, of course. Look, Maya Rudolph isn't my favorite, and something tells me this will be more political than it will be quality creative content, so I'm gonna skip this one. There are a few renewed seasons of existing shows. We have Physical Season 2, For All Mankind Season 3, and Home Season 2. Thanks for making it to the end of the video, you guys. I have provided Google Calendar links that you can use to remind yourself about the shows and movies you were interested in. They're color-coded and hopefully not obtrusive. They'll just appear like so. Subscribe to as many or as few as you'd like. Alright you guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think you'll be seeing and watching this month. Hit that subscribe, like, and that bell so you can catch these videos every month and other top tier content. As always, Mom, thanks for watching, and the rest of you, stay average.